Hey all, Blake here with another video, and today I'm going to bring you 10 of my favorite Betta Tankmates today. A lot of people sort of get a bit concerned about putting their bettas with other fish and like to leave them solitary. I find that bettas are a super intelligent fish and will actually enjoy the stimulation of living with others. So for those reasons, I want to encourage you to keep tankmates with your betta. So let's not dilly-dally any further and let's jump straight into the video. So before we talk about the actual 10 species that I'm going to let you know about today, I do just want to give you some key points for best success whenever you pair your betta with another fish or with any invertebrate at all. First thing is you don't want to put them with anything too fast, because a lot of these bettas with large flowing fins like your rosetails or your half moons, they're gonna be a bit slower to the food. They might know that it's coming straight away, but they might not get to it as fast as, you know, some really quick Danios and things like that. So to avoid that pitfall, I'd just say put them in with some slightly slower fish. And on that topic, don't put them in with anything that's gonna see those long flowing fins and get a bit nippy. So there are quite a few fish, like especially barbs, that like to just nip at the longer finned fish. So definitely avoid fish that are gonna nip at them. Consider the layers within the aquarium, whether that's a top dwelling fish, a mid dwelling or a bottom dwelling. Bettas are going to be sort of a high to mid dwelling fish, so you're going to want to consider bottom dwellers more so, but you definitely don't want anything that's really going to dominate the territory that the bettas are going to want to live within. Also with that, planted tanks and tanks with plenty of line of sight blocks, hiding places and distractions are always going to help, because they'll just obviously do exactly that, distract the fish if there is ever any aggression, and it's going to give the other fish somewhere to hide away too. Also, a lot of people worry that tanks that are heavily dense with vegetation, whether that is plastic or real, they worry that they'll never see their fish because there'll be so many hiding places. Well, it works quite the contrary, and the more hiding places that you provide, you'll probably see that your fish will come out more often, because they'll have an area to escape to if any danger does present. So they actually feel calmer as a result. And the last one is just be aware that there's never any guarantees with fish keeping. Fish that I provide on this list might have different personalities than that I've experienced. Similarly, your betta might have a different temperament. Fish are always a bit of a guessing game. They're kind of like people. If you gather up 10 people and put them in the room, they might get along fine. If you gather up another 10 people, they might all hate each other. They do have personalities, fish, and it's not always, you know, one size fits all. So just bear that in mind and have a backup plan. Now to get started, the first fish on the list today is one of my absolute favorites. Definitely the celestial pearl Danio. Beautiful coloration. They can be a little bit spendy, and you are going to want to get a big bunch of them. They do get very shy when they're not in good numbers. I'm saying about 10 to 15 to ever sort of be able to see them. So once you do get a big group like that, they'll be totally fine. They're not nippy at all. They'll leave the bettas alone, and I've kept their cousins, the emerald rasboras, in that tank right there together for a long time, and there's been no issues at all. Really striking combination for a nice planted tank. They'll all pretty much eat similar foods and similarly sized foods, so overall it's just a win-win. You can't go wrong with celestial pearl Danios and bettas. Number 2 on the list, if you want something that's going to be a bit more of a producer, we can have Platys. Platys are very peaceful. They're a live bearer, so they're going to birth live young. So they are going to reproduce within the aquarium. They come in every color under the rainbow, and they're not going to pose any danger to your betta. Maybe once they get really confident in the aquarium and there's heaps of them, they might start to introduce some of that food competition. But at that point, you might just have to take some of them to your local fish store and pass some of them on, thin out the herd a little bit. And number 3 on the list is everybody's favorite catfish, the Corydoras. These guys come in a variety of shapes, sizes, colors and patterns, so there's going to be something for everyone. The most common ones you're going to find are the bronze and the pepper cories, but my personal favorites go along the lines of the Julii cories or pygmy cories, although pygmies might get a little bit small and might be a bit of a digestion risk for bettas. So just keep that in mind. If you've got a really small betta, you might be able to get it to work with pygmy cories, but other than that, I'd stick to the larger ones, and there's plenty to choose from, so I'm sure you'll find one that's great for you. Cories are going to be fantastic because they'll clean up a lot of that uneaten food and detritus that hangs out down the bottom. But they aren't exclusively a vacuum cleaner, so don't just get them as an excuse to do less water changes or feed more or other sort of utilitarian tasks. Number 4 on this list is another catfish. Gonna go for the Bristlenose Plecos. Super peaceful, they'll hang out exclusively at the bottom of the aquarium. They'll keep your glass nice and clean, and they're gonna eat lots of that algae, so they're a fantastic grouping. Once again, if you don't like the common variety, there are albino, longfin, or red varieties as well, so you can sort of pick a color that and a color and a fin variety that is going to suit your requirements or desires, and overall that will be a really great cleanup crew once again, and also save you some maintenance with scraping down that glass. Next up, we'll head to the top of the aquarium, and I'd say that golden wonder killifish make a fantastic addition. They are sort of very striking, very large. They might even take sort of take the showpiece fish placeholder away from your betta, so keep that in mind. If the betta is the star of the show, you might get a bit surprised once you keep a few golden wonder killifish. These guys are going to be a spawning moth breeder, and they can easily be bred in the home aquarium. Males are going to be a lot more colourful than females, but the main thing you want to know with a lot of these surface dwelling fish is super tight lids. That includes covering up the corners, otherwise what they'll do is rock it straight out of that aquarium and end up as fish jerky on your floor. So keep that in mind, but definitely consider them if you come across them at your local fish store. Next one is loaches, and I just wanted to do a small package of loaches for this one. So you can keep coolie loaches, zebra loaches, yo-yo loaches, or clown loaches. They'll all be perfectly fine with bettas. They'll eat up some snails if you don't want snails in your aquarium, and there are plenty of, once again, patterns, shapes and sizes to choose from. Do keep in mind that although they're very slow growing, yo-yo and clown loaches do get fairly hefty. Even zebra loaches get pretty big as well, so just be mindful of the full size that they will grow to, since especially a lot of people keep bettas in smaller tanks like 20 gallons or 10 gallons. So do your research before you get them, but loaches can be a fairly nice little active bottom dweller and add another element of color to your aquarium. To get some activity around the mid-water of your aquarium, I'd suggest green neon tetras. I'd choose these guys over normal neon tetras because they have a similar coloration, but they will be a lot more hardy. They don't grow quite as big, so you can fit more of them in, and they just give a really nice bright blue sheen to the aquarium that I really enjoy. So I'd get a nice big school of green neon tetras, and you won't go wrong. They'll be shimmering all the way through that aquarium. They're super peaceful, they're not too hard to feed, and just overall, they're a good time. So give green neon tetras a consideration, especially just before you go out and automatically pick up those neon tetras. Continuing on with mid-dwellers, I'd also suggest Harlequin Rasboras or lamb chop Rasboras. These guys are super peaceful as well. They have really nice darker contrast against a coppery reflective color, so they'll give you that shimmer once again with a little bit of extra markings. Peaceful, super peaceful, and I get a nice group of those guys as well, about 8 to 10. They will improve once you get them home and get them conditioned with some nice food, and I've kept some lamb chop Rasboras for quite a while, and they're showing some super nice coloration now, so they'll really grow on you with time. Another bottom dweller and another sort of quirky addition that is a little bit out of the norm, especially for your non-fish keeper friends, that would be the Whiptail Catfish. There are heaps of different types of whiptails, but even if you stick to the normal lizard whiptail, they look really cool, kind of like a twig, and then it'll move and then really surprise and shock your friends perhaps. They are super peaceful, won't bother anything else, and they'll just keep to themselves. And if you're lucky enough to see them breed, they'll actually lay their eggs right up front on the glass, so that's really interesting to see as well. So definitely consider Whiptail Catfish for your Betta tank as well. And just to finish off, let's not go with a fish at all, let's go with an invertebrate. And I'm not going to go with the obvious invertebrate of shrimp, because I find a lot of times bettas and shrimp, people can have troubles with them, so I didn't want to include them in this list. I do, however, have a video about how to have success keeping bettas with shrimp, which I'll add in the tag above. But this invertebrate that I have chosen is actually the mystery snail. Mystery snails are super cool. They also come in a variety of colors, whether that be gold, white, black, purple, or even like a walnut sort of color. They do eat vegetable matter, but they won't really attack your plants unless there's no other food in the aquarium at all. They will eat that algae off your glass and ornaments as well to keep things nice and clean. And you might even stumble across a weird alien looking clutch of eggs every now and then, so that's always fun to see as well. They are super peaceful, and bettas tend to leave them alone after investigating them upon first look, so you shouldn't have any issues with mystery snails and bettas. Hopefully you like this list of 10 cool additions to your betta tank. If you have any further, or you think that I really missed them out, be sure to let me know down below in the comments. And other than that, it really helps me out to smash like, hit subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.